What's up, everybody? Before we get started, I just want to wish everyone a happy 4th of July as we celebrate 250 years of American independence. I'm grateful to live in the land of the free because of the brave, and I hope you enjoy the holiday with your family and friends. Now it's time for another episode right here on HVAC R&D, so let's get it going. What's up, trade crew? Welcome back to HVAC R&D. The voice of contractors, distributors, manufacturers, and everyone working to move the skilled trades forward. Around here, we believe the best conversations don't just make us better tradespeople, they make us better leaders, better teammates, better business owners, and better people. And that's what HVAC R&D is all about. Before we jump in, make sure you're subscribed to the HVAC R&D podcast and the Ramblin' Rhino newsletter on Substack so that you never miss a new podcast episode, article drop, or industry insight. While you're there, check out the HVAC R&D Resource Hub, packed with trusted tools, products, and resources for both your business and your life outside of the trades. A huge thank you to our partners Diversitech and LiveSwitch, and welcome to FieldMind for helping make these conversations possible. If your company is looking to connect with thousands of engaged tradespeople and industry leaders across contracting, distribution, and manufacturing every month, HVAC R&D offers strategic sponsorships and custom partnerships across our growing media network, including the podcast, Ramblin' Rhino newsletter, Resource Hub, website, and all of social media. Visit hvacrd.com, fill out the contact form, or reach out through any of our social media channels to learn how HVAC R&D can help put your brand in front of the trade crew. Now turn up the volume and let's get into another great conversation right here on HVAC R&D. So everybody, welcome back to HVAC R&D. Today's guest is James Hatfield. He is the CRO at LiveSwitch and one of the key leaders behind the company's growth into the trades and home service industries. James has spent more than 20 years building and leading technology-driven organizations from fast-growing startups to Fortune 500 companies. Before joining LiveSwitch, he held multiple different leadership roles where he helped develop streamlined customer buying experiences and scalable operational systems. But what makes this conversation different is that James isn't just talking about technology from the outside looking in. Through the LiveSwitch program and deep involvement with contractors across the trades, he's helping shape how communication, documentation, and trust are evolving in real-world service businesses. Today, we're diving into how video, AI, documentation, and transparency are changing the customer experience in HVAC and the trades, and why the companies that embrace it now are going to separate themselves from the pack over the next decade. So, James, welcome to the show, buddy. It's good to get to catch up. It's been a while.
Oh, yeah. Always good time spending with you. Appreciate you having me today. Look forward to talking through some things and maybe getting people to think a little bit.
No, I think so too. And, you know, I've wanted to do this for a while, but I also kind of wanted to spend some time just using your product over several months and showing it to different people too from time to time and be able to really kind of see what I can even use it to do, even though my situation and distribution is a little bit different. So I'm not having direct, in-home sales or different things like that, but it's been a really interesting kind of different tool that I can use in different ways. I'm excited to kind of get your real take on it and let people really get to dive in and hear kind of everything that LiveSwitch was, what it is, and where it's going. But before all that, we get to have the fun part and talk about outside of business. Just who is James Hatfield?
Yeah, all the titles, right? I'm a husband, father of 4. I serve my community. I love music, love golf, and I suck at it.
Me too.
I like doing it. And I like to mow grass on the weekend in my lawn. So you can find me on a John Deere with earphones in, listen to some podcast or book or some music, actually. But I love serving the community. My family and I go sing to people in the hospice on their last day on the earth. We feed orphans and we also take care of the women's shelters as well. We're doing a big bake sale today. So my kids are up there baking. Oh my goodness. They got all their friends over there in the kitchen. They got baked goods everywhere. So they'll go to the local Ace Hardware and we'll be out there selling. My girls will be out there and some lady will walk by and double take. And she's like, "Oh, Transformation Village. Hold on. Are you going to be there for a while?" And they'll inevitably leave, come back. And when they come back with a fistful of cash. Like, take all of this. They're like, "I went through that program. It saved my life. they'll have big crocodile tears, like just give all this money to those ladies, and it's beautiful every time. So, a little bit of giving, a little bit of serving, having a little bit of fun, family man. That's me. And then I dabble in technology.
Dabble in technology. I should have told you to cover up that ugly NC State helmet back there.
Oh man, so show's over. Appreciate you having me. But
I can't say anything. Some of
man.
my best
I don't even
friends
want to
went
know
State.
what helmet you'd rather see. Oh no.
I'm not a football guy, so it doesn't matter. Go
Right.
Heels. Hey now, I got deep family roots at the old UNC Chapel Hill.
Hey, there's only one good thing that came out of UNC, and that's my wife. She went there, so they did one thing right. That's it.
She's been
At least I
robbed
got
and
one thing
converted.
right. That's all right. We can try to be friends.
That's okay. No, some of my best friends from high school went to NC State. I'll be nice.
That's good, smart guys.
They were pretty smart guys. One of them spent a lot of time helping with that football team right there. Spent a whole lot of time. But, I digress into NC State. But talking about golf, I know I've got some customers I'm taking to play down in the Oak Island area in about a month. And I was looking at courses this afternoon trying to figure out which of the plethora of courses down there I should take guys to go and play at. Have you played anywhere down that area or anything?
Not down there, but all over. I'm actually supposed to be in Scotland this week with my friends golfing, but I cannot go because my company's growing so fast. It's painful to even hear about it. We went a couple years ago, so we went back, played the old course, and all up and down. If you know Scotland, we were playing all the big names, and I was literally out in St. Andrews with this guy. He's basically like my adopted father. We're on his bucket list tour, and him and I are golfing, and they're out in back courses, right? You go out 9 and come back, traditional golf. And we're on St. Andrews, the newer course. And sure enough, on the other side comes Gary Player playing. And I have no shame. So I was like, you're about to meet Gary Player. And he's like, James, do not. And by the time I'm already dashing across the thing because I'm like, I'm in Scotland. I got no shame. I don't care. I'm like, Gary, you got to meet my friend Mitch. He adores you. And he's like, bring him over here. So Mitch starts waddling over. And Gary spends like 20 minutes with us. He's doing karate kicks, push-ups. He's talking about, oh my gosh, every darn thing. He was a gentleman. And as we're walking away, my buddy Mitch, I mean, he's, almost 70 plus years old, and he's just crying. He's like, that's the number one thing that's happened to me in golf my whole life. And I was like, see, we got selfies with the whole thing, man. Gary was the man. So
that's pretty cool. And of all places, right?
I know.
I mean,
it just makes sense though. It just makes sense. Like that just adds up. Like another crazy story from that last trip, I'm playing Cruden Bay. Look it up. Cruden Bay is like blow away. And I'm playing in the middle of Scotland. Man, I've never been there before. And I hear someone yelling, James Hatfield? I'm like, what the? I thought maybe one of my fans, like they were coming to get me, like maybe one of my fans, something. I was like, this is not going to be good. This is definitely not going well. And it's a dude that used to work for me remotely from Arizona for 5 years, and I never met him face to face, and we're on the same golf course in Scotland at the same time. I'm like, what the heck? Anyway, I'm sure your audience is just thrilled to know that, but Scotland is magical. Go play golf there.
The Lord works in mysterious ways.
He does, man.
He does. Before we dive into technology and the trades and what LiveSwitch is bringing into the industry and where you guys are from, where you're going, tell everybody a little bit about your own background in the trades and then in technology and kind of how you got to this place.
Well, technology was never on my bingo card, ever. I'm a blue collar kid. My father literally built the house from the ground up that I was born in. And so we're good with our hands. And so my grandfather never even graduated high school, and he's good with his hands. He built his own house. So of course, I'm thinking when I get older, I'll build my own house, right? But I learned how to do everything. Grew up around a construction site, and drank my first beer when I was a kid with my grandfather on a half-built house, like in the middle of nowhere. And so when I graduated, I was like, hey, I'm going to go into the trades. And I did. I was in painting, power washing, commercial, residential for many years, many crews. I thought that's what I was going to do till Dad died. I love doing it. I love, playing with paint guns and water guns. I mean, you never grow out of that, I don't think. They're fun. to me, and they made me money and put food on the table. So what happened though is I went to the bookkeeper, the accountant. They'd speak English, and I'm like, I don't understand a word coming out of your mouth, and I know that's not good for me as a business owner. So I decided, hey, I need to go back to business school, and I went to the lovely school of North Carolina State University that builds the builders of the world. Unlike another powder blue.
It's okay. You can beat them up. I went to Western. It's all right.
Oh, Western, let's go, man. That's
Go
in my
Cats.
neck of the woods.
Go Cats. I was an
Cats. Come on,
entrepreneurship
man.
major at Western. You know this.
Yeah, I know this place. I live right near there. So that's what changed everything for me. So I met my current business partner. We've been together for 23 years. He was going to another North Carolina school called Duke University, getting his MBA, and he was graduating the same years as Tim Cook. Him and Tim Cook went to school together. So this dude's, needless to say, a smarty pants guy, as like I used to call him back in the day. And so he built this system before AI even ever came out or was on anyone's list. It was 20 years ago, where you could take an income statement and balance sheet and run your income statement and balance sheet through it, and it would tell you in plain language how you're doing as a business owner. I'm like, you are literally solving the problem of why I'm going to school. And he's like, do you think you could sell it? I'm like, dude, I don't even own a computer, man. I got carbon copy sheets, red, yellow, pink. I got an Nextel walkie-talkie and the yellow pages, bro. And I paint. I use paint guns, man. I don't know if I can sell software. And I was like, but I love what you're doing. And I believe in that. And I think that alone is worth fighting for. So we took that company from a hole in the wall shoebox to Inc. 500 for 3 years. I mean, you're one of the fastest growing companies in the whole country. And then we sold it eventually to private equity. And she is a $5 billion with a B dollar company right now, runs all the banks across the country. So it worked out all right. So then we decided, hey, let's go into philanthropy. I started a bunch of churches here in Western North Carolina. He's got inmates to entrepreneurs where we go into the jails and teach men and women how to run a business because people don't like to hire people with a record. And of course, that turned into an ABC television show called Free Enterprise. Did not have that on the bingo card either. But check it out and bring your tissue box because it is emotional. But won a bunch of awards. And we're like, hey, we're too young to hang it up. I don't need I do like chasing a white golf ball. I'm just no good at it. And I don't need a bigger boat. So we decided to buy a company because we had a bunch of capital. Like when you sell a big company, they give you a bunch of money. So we went and bought one instead of starting from scratch. And so we bought this company 6 years ago, and the story continues. And that's LiveSwitch now. And it's been a crazy, wild ride the last 6 years.
So when you guys first bought LiveSwitch, was it just video, or what had it even created at that point? What made you decide this is what we want to invest in and build for the future?
They were doing some cool stuff, man. One of very few companies in the whole world doing live video. All right. And so huge customers too, like Adobe, biggest customer, and doing cool stuff like during COVID when the NBA had the bubble and put all the fans, and we powered that. Like WWE Wrestling fell in the whole Tampa Thunderdome with fans from all over the world streaming them in to live television. We powered all that. We do stuff with Department of Defense, all this stuff. So cool stuff that was really hard to do. And the founder is a literal genius. Like literally, I've never met anybody like him. Guess what school he went to? Bet you can't guess.
NC State.
The Pride. NC State. All right. Yes, he did go to NC State. And he is a super nerd. And all these computers. So we bought a bunch of computer scientists, and we knew what they had was pretty special. So we come on board, and they start speaking English. I'm like, oh boy, I don't understand what you're saying. Round 2 of this nonsense. But it's really that hard. So it took me about 1.5 years to learn it. And I just hung out with our engineers for 1.5 years until I got a knock on the door from the chief of police in Washington, D.C. And so we had the chief of police in Washington, D.C., of all places, reach out to reinvent our nation's 911 phone call, as one does, right? So the idea was, how the heck, everyone's carrying around 3 to 5 cameras in their pocket. How can we tap into that camera and stream that video to the police car, fire truck, emergency medical? This is called situational awareness. And so about 4 years ago, at 2 a.m, that's when I have my best ideas. It's terrible. But I wake up at 2 a.m, I got to get out of bed. I jump out of bed and I get it out of my mind and I put it down on digital paper. I start sketching out on my iPad with my little Apple Pencil here. And so I'm sketching her out. And I'm like, I got it. So your phone has 3 channels. It's got a telephony channel. That's when you call 911, phone number. It's got an SMS channel. That's texting. It's got a data channel. That's your internet. So I was like, I got it. When you're on with 911, I'll send you an SMS text with a link, and you can tap it. It'll get me into the data channel, and now I can stream that video anywhere point to point in the world. So no app to download. It's stupid simple because the citizen's compromised. And this will have a point in a second for everyone listening. Like, what the heck is this guy talking about? But like,
Yep.
so it was like, well, who else can use no app? You see what I see technology. And it reminded me of my Nextel walkie-talkie that I used to talk to all of my crew every day.
So that's kind of what forced you, or not forced you, but that's where you're like, oh, that was the aha moment for why are we not using this to go after tradespeople?
I'll tell you the exact moment it happened. I'm talking to this guy, CT. He takes care of the Tennessee Titans NFL football team, 20 years in the FBI. I'm showing him all my emergency stuff I built for Chief of Police in Washington, D.C. And he goes, James, I got the stupidest question. I'm like, what? He's like, this facility is huge, and sometimes I need to talk to one of my guys all the way across the arena. She's like, can I just text him and they tap it and show me what's going on and I help them? Because I don't have to hop in my little golf cart. I'm like, oh, yeah. That was right then. I was like, oh, baby. This is the next. I mean, I literally, in very short order, I met this guy. I mean, it must have been 2 weeks later. I met this guy in the moving industry, like moving boxes. And he's a serious, I call him a serious guy. Like, this guy is running conferences. He's been in the moving industry forever. I'm showing him everything like I was showing the FBI guy. And he goes, James, you know what? He's like, I am going to use this for virtual estimates. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, the most expensive thing I do is put one of my hourly wage guys in one of my vans, driving them across town in the hopes of winning business. And sometimes people find out how much getting moved costs. And they're like, whoa. And they just go get a U-Haul and all their buddies on the weekend. So what I'll do is when they call up, I'll send them a text, and the customer or potential customer can show me the job. And I'll determine one of 3 things. 1, they're a tire kicker and have no business calling me. I'm not driving out. 2, like if it's an apartment and it's a small job, I can bid that in my sleep. Or 3, oh, they got the money. I'm driving out. And I was like, I love selling username and passwords. Would you pay me American money for this? He's like, oh, yeah. So I call my business partner right after, like immediately I hang up, call my business partner. I'm like, are you sitting down? I'm like, in fact, have you seen the old school Beverly Hillbillies in black and white where Clampett takes the gun, shoots the ground, and the oil comes up? I'm like, I can see it. Like, I can see that black gold, man. We got a big company right here. And at first he's like, he couldn't quite see it right then. But I just started calling all these moving companies because that's what I know to do. I'm like, I'm going to call every single moving company in this whole world. And that's what we started with. And now I got a huge part of the moving industry all over the world. It's crazy. And I've been on moving conferences and speaking, and one of the movers within the first few months, he was like, hey, James, he's like, I also own a landscaping company. I think I'm going to use this on my landscaping company. And then he's like, sure enough, and this is a good old boy from West Virginia. I call him up. Like, hey, man, like, what do you call that in landscaping? Like, is it, well, man, I don't know. He's like, I just call it the LiveSwitch. I call it the LiveSwitch. And I'm like, you don't call it like anything fancy? He's like, no, man, I'm just cutting grass. Laying mulch. He's like, it ain't fancy. It just saves me from driving all over the community town. I was like, holy cow. So we start, and now I got thousands and thousands of people using this stuff all over the world, man. We're under the hood of Jobber, Service Titan, Job Nimbus, House Call Pro, all the rest. We're under the hood of all those. And I've been on 150 podcasts this year. And earlier today, have you heard of the Breakthrough Academy? Corey, who was on your show not too long ago, was the award winner, Entrepreneur of the Year from them. They got like 1,000 of these guys, and they had me come to their leadership thing. And I'm teaching 65 of these business owners how to do virtual estimates. But the other thing that we added last year, we wrapped everything in AI. Everything we do is in AI. So I'm showing them not only virtual estimates, but on the job, site walks, documentation. I know we'll talk about in a minute.
Yep.
But what this AI can do is bonkers. And I knew, I'll tell you when I knew we were going to be like another multi-billion-dollar company. So we had just launched AI, and my wife found one of our HVAC units. See, I'm making it relevant. We're in HVAC now. Look at this. All that long story. Hope I didn't put you to sleep. Here we are. So this is how I knew. So my wife goes to our HVAC unit. We have a few different units around the house here, and it's leaking water. Like the water pan's full and it's leaking water. So she calls the local guy. He's coming down the stairs and into my domain. And I'm like, hey, you don't know this, but I run a big tech company. Can I just send you a text? And when you walk in there, I want you to act like you've never seen an HVAC unit in your life and just kind of say what's going on. So he walks in there, taps the text. He walks in, and we're in Asheville, North Carolina. So he's got a mountain accent also. He's like, well, there's water in the water pan and dripping, and there's no cap here. I mean, the video is 30 seconds long. We call them sparks, but they're prompts. Diagnose the HVAC and tell me how to fix it. We run the little AI prompt. We get back this one pager, and I got this kid right beside me. Basically, his nose is like on the computer screen. And he's like, what's it going to say? And it said, hey, most likely cause is you've got some algae and slime buildup in your drain line. Here's how you fix it. He walks over, undoes the drain line. Algae's flying everywhere. He looks at me. He goes, can I buy stock in your company? And that's when I knew, boom, we're going to $1 billion. And so it's been wild, man.
Everyone, if you've been waiting for Hillmore to jump into the premium digital manifold game, that wait is over. Introducing the brand new HDM1 digital manifold from Hillmore Tools, built for today's HVACR technician and fully compatible with A2L refrigerants. The HDM1 comes loaded with 88 refrigerant profiles covering everything from traditional A1 refrigerants to A2L, A3, and more. And thanks to its onboard processor, you're getting real-time calculations for superheat, subcooling, saturation temperatures, line temperatures, and system pressures, all right on a large, easy-to-read LCD screen. But what I appreciate most about Hillmore is that they never forget who they're building their tools for. You've got oversized rubberized knobs for dirty or wet conditions, rugged construction built for the realities of the field, and included K-style temperature clamps so you're ready to go right out of the box. Bottom line, more information, more accuracy, and more confidence on every service call. Ask your local distributor about the new HDM1 digital manifold from Hillmore Tools, available through Diversitech. Hillmore, tools designed for the way techs really work. Because confidence doesn't come from guessing, it comes from having the right information and the right tools to get the job done.
Trade crew, I'd like to introduce you to my friends over at LiveSwitch. If you haven't heard of them, they're developing a platform specifically for trades contractors and service professionals like yourselves. So picture this. Mrs. Jones calls the office, her furnace is making some kind of strange sound. Normally, you would just have to roll the truck and go see what's going on, but instead with LiveSwitch, you can jump on a video call right then and there with no app with Mrs. Jones. You can see things from her perspective on a fully functional video call. You can take screenshots, you can record, and you can deliver a different experience that no other contractor is giving their homeowners right now. If you're worried about it working with stuff you're already using, you know what? It integrates perfectly into Jobber, Service Titan, House Call Pro, any of the stuff that you guys are already using. It makes it a seamless transition to add this new tool to your arsenal. Go to hvacrnd.com, visit the vendor hub, set up your LiveSwitch demo today. You can also click the link down in the description below, or you can find the link to the demo in my bio. Thanks everybody for listening to the show. Check out LiveSwitch. I promise you it is an app for you. It gives you an ability to do something completely different for homeowners that no one else is doing right now. You guys won't be disappointed. Go schedule your demo today.
So, and we'll take it back a step and we'll start unpacking a lot of that. So, for one, and it's almost a loaded question for you, but why do you believe communication has become one of the biggest competitive advantages in the trades?
Because if you're good at it and you actually communicate well, people buy this thing called trust. And what separates one guy from another one? Put in the same unit. Cost is relatively the same. Why are they going to choose guy A over gal B over person C? Well, communication and trustworthiness. And people call it speed to lead, and that's too slow. It's race to the face. When they can see you as a professional and you can see the job and you can see what's going on, your close rates for cash go way through the roof. If someone's pissed off, brings it down because they don't have keyboard courage. And that level of communications build trust, and trust equals cash or bring pissed off down.
Well, and homeowners are more skeptical now than they've probably ever been. So I think it also adds that additional layer of trust building that you don't have with just the phone call.
Absolutely. Another thing that happened, there's a little company called Amazon. Today when I had the 60 business owners, I was like, everybody raise your hand if you're an Amazon Prime. Every hand to the person. Amazon Prime. I was like, everyone here knows you don't have to be an Amazon Prime user, right? Because you know what you're buying. Instead of your packages coming in 2 weeks, they come now, and they just had an article come out, 30 minutes in some cities to an hour. We don't have patience anymore.
Nope.
And here's the thing. All those people Amazon Prime has ruined for you, the tradesperson, because they don't have patience for you either. And if they got a problem and the house is hot or it's too cold or it's whatever, the unit ain't work, whatever, they're not calling you because they're happy. They're calling you because they're sweating their tail off in their house. And how fast do they want you to come over and fix it? Within 30 minutes, just like Amazon. Now, that's unrealistic. So what we can do is you can use something like a LiveSwitch to send text, connect with them, communicate. You see the job, they see you. Then, because customers want to know, how much is it and when can you fix it? And do you got 5 stars? And are you like a credible person? And that, my friends, is a game changer.
I think it's also a game changer too, because that video interaction it's fundamentally changing what you can do with the estimating process versus traditional methods. So as you said before, the guy that was a mover was like, well, I can use it to disqualify a lead really quick without spending a lot of money to do it. And that same thing rolls into anyone that's a heating contractor, electrical, plumbing, any of that. You can figure so much out real quick just having a face-to-face conversation. Because when you're doing it on the phone, you don't get the eyebrow raises or the different things that in the body language that you see. So you don't get to discern different things from the conversation the way you can on a live face-to-face estimate.
That's right. And then we launched this thing this year. You might not even know about this yet. You might have not seen it. Real-time AI. I got post-game AI that can review everything you said, everything the customer said, everything in the video, and put together whatever you want it to do. You can write your CRM entry. It can put together a bid for you. It can link out to wherever you shop, whether it's Amazon, Home Depot, Lowe's, Rexel, Gray Bar, wherever you're getting your stuff from, and show you the best price. It can do a scope of work. I've never met a contractor who likes to write on the keyboard, and this can help you when you forget something. But now we've added real-time AI. So you can go in, let's say you're installing a generator. You just tell the AI dog, hey, I'm putting in a generator. And it will, in real time, while you're talking to the customer, build out your quote right in front of you. Pull the permits. You give it your zip code. It'll pull your permits. It'll pull your rates. You can put in your fixed rate or your hourly rates right in front of you. You can even add a discount. And you can give that bid right there on the call, and you have an AI ride along helping with that bid.
And I'm not seeing that part yet.
Oh, that's because we just put them out this year.
Well, a lot of what I've used it for is I'll do a conversation with a prospective customer, and then I'll use it to build, my summary of the notes and everything else. The funny thing is that almost every single time when I have it build me a summary, the AI does some of this other stuff on its own. it'll describe what the environment was. It'll describe it. I've had one, I did a discovery call with a lady from a manufacturer about AHR, and it was like, based on what we see, this is how much we would estimate boxes wise, or how much it would cost me to move it. Like that built-in moving logic just showed up in the summary of the meeting. And I was like, I didn't ask for this, but it's kind of funny because it's not, you're not thinking about that at all. There's so much more in it. And every time I use it, there's something else I figure out from it. Did you listen to all of Corey's episode yet?
No, not yet, but bits and pieces for sure.
So did you hear my dog story?
Oh, no.
From it? So anytime Chris and I travel, we take like a little dog camera if we take the dogs with us. Well, the hotel we were staying in Vegas, because we drove out and drove back and just took some extra time off and tried to have a little fun with a road trip with it. The hotel we were staying at didn't have routers to tap into. It was all, you got to get on your phone and you have to accept the agreement every 24 hours to open internet. So we couldn't hook up the dog camera. So I set my laptop up with a LiveSwitch feed looking at the dogs. And anytime she wanted to check out the dogs, I just had her open the LiveSwitch feed on the phone. I was like, man, I was like, it's so universal. Like it solves all kinds of problems that you didn't know you were going to have.
You should take that recording and write a prompt and see like, hey, analyze my dogs.
Well, and the other thing is, one of the things we talked about, the video gives you, visual proof of something. The other thing is, the reason I like having those cameras is there's no way the place can say, oh, your dog messed this up or your dog did that. I'm like, no, bud. Like you can watch the entire time. My dog didn't touch it, which we've never had an issue like that. But it's one of those just in case, save your arse things. So
yeah. I mean, you're bringing the NFL instant replay into your business. And you can run anything on this. Analyze me as a salesperson. Hey, they're speaking Spanish. Change it to English and give me my scope of work. Anything. We're using the biggest AI available to everyone. We're using the same AI available to Apple and all the rest of the big boys and girls. And we're using a mix of all of them for you guys. So you got the world's biggest AI, meaning some of the world's biggest real-time video. And now we're putting it in the hands of our contractors. And it can do, it's blow away. Like we don't issue this to consumers, but my wife, who is not handy at all. My son comes out and our toilet's not working. And he says, Mom, the toilet's not working. So she grabs LiveSwitch, makes a 30-second video, writes a prompt real quick that just says, hey, tell me how to fix this. She follows the steps, and she literally takes a video and texts it to me. She's like, I fixed the toilet. Your stuff works.
Your stuff works. I've been telling you that.
When you convert your wife, it's game over.
Yeah, that's when you win. No more argument. Like just pedal down at that point. One of these things that we face still is there are a lot of contractors that are very hesitant to adopt new technology that could really help them. Why do you think they have that hang up?
Well, because you have these people called engineers who like to over-engineer stuff, and they got soft hands. I make fun of them all the time. Like, y'all never fix a dang thing in your life, So you're going to build software for people you don't even know. So I'm like, let me help you all out. This is how I want you to build the software. I want you to go get a phone that's about 4 years old, maybe older. Put it in the biggest case you've ever seen in your life, like the biggest case with a nasty plastic covering. I want you to go roll that phone in a pile of dirt. I want you to go get the biggest gloves you have on in your house, put them on, and grab that phone and figure out how to use our stuff. It needs to be so easy that now that you can't use your hands, that you can open your phone with your nose. Literally, put your nose on the screen. You think I'm making this up? I'm not. Put your nose on the screen and swipe the thing open. Open up LiveSwitch. Click the record button all with your nose, and then click the AI button with your nose. If you can do that, you can, and it will work. We made the targets even bigger to hit, so you can hit it with your nose. Then it's going to be all right. Because I love my Nextel because it was one button. I like my paint sprayers because it was one pull. I like my truck because it was one key turn. We like stuff that is one. Just go look at every tool in my toolbox. You're going to find it serves a purpose and has one thing. But it does the job, really well. So, that's a problem with technology, is that I got to go back to your training sessions and got to go get a college degree in whatever CRM I buy. Lord help me. You know what I mean? And I'm like, my guys don't like doing that. my guys don't like typing on a keyboard. So I have my AI do it for them. I just think that a lot of these software out there they don't really know their customers. And if you know your customers and you listen to your customers and you build with your customers, like we bring our customers in to help us build stuff. So Corey, who you had on, he's helped us build some things. Like some of Corey's own AI prompts are in our system with his picture on there. I said, I'll make you LiveSwitch famous. And that, because typical electrician, he's an electrician, right? You can now just go in there, add Corey's little prompts, add. You just hit the record button, talk to the dang thing. You talk to it, and then you hit a button to run one of Corey's prompts, and out pops the output. So it's got to be simple, man. And it's not because we're dumb. We're not dumb.
I'm talking about efficient to make sense.
Yes, and I want it to work every time, and I want it to save me time or money or get me more money. Like, that's what I like. That's who I work with. That's who I serve. And it's a privilege for me to serve it because it makes me. I had a guy the other day, so great. A guy from South Bend, Indiana, big old beard. He's been a painter his whole life. He's probably 50 years old. He's like, James, I got to show you something. I got to show you something. So he owns a franchise, 5-star painting bar in Neighborly, right? And so he gets me on. He's like, check this out. He's like, I've been tinkering with your stuff. So he went on to like
tinkering. Isn't that such a great line?
It's great, man. He's tinkering. So he was tinkering. He's like, I've been tinkering with your stuff. He's like, I got on the Chat GPT and I put in all my stuff and I made this super prompt. It's probably like 11 pages long and I put it in your stuff in LiveSwitch. He's like, check this out. So he shows me a video of him running around a 4,000 square foot home, like literally just for a 2-minute video. He's like, now check this out. I ran my prompt on it. And if that dang thing was quoted $9,200, it was $100 off of what I quoted, of what I would have quoted. He's like, I can't believe it. He's like, I can't believe it. He's like, it does the indoor, it does. Yeah. And I mean, I have heard this so many times, right? But I love listening to my people talk about when it blows their, I mean, he's like this, he literally like, this is the coolest tool I've ever, I have it in writing, like I've ever used in my whole life. I've never seen anything cooler than this. And it made me, as a painter, I told him, as a painter talking to a painter, you have no idea how much you're like filling up my bucket right now. I feel like I could walk on air, because it's like full circle moment.
You're getting to see someone appreciate it solving a problem that you wish you could have solved for yourself.
Oh, dude, I have knocked on doors on the weekend to get an extra job to hit payroll. I have given employees their check when I made nothing that month. For them to be, they have no idea.
Yeah.
And I know everyone listening can relate.
Nope.
You go through it.
My dad do that so many times.
You go through it, man. When you're running a business, now the benefits of owning a business and the freedom of it, and I've learned a lot since then, which is why I teach a lot at these academies. But I love teaching what I call AI for the rest of us. Like, give me the practical, tactical ways this stuff is going to help me. Otherwise, it's just a bunch of nonsense.
We'll go down that road because, one of the biggest things, there's a lot of people that don't like AI in the trades. I had a guy just recently that was going to be on the show and all of a sudden was like, you use AI? And I was like, yes. He's like, I don't want my content to be anywhere near that. And I wanted to be like, do you use a CRM? Good luck with that. But I said, yeah, that's okay. I tried to get him to answer some questions just because I wanted to know what it was that made him uncomfortable about it, but it didn't go anywhere. And I've talked about AI weirdly a lot on some of the shows recently, but AI is a tool and we can use it to do things more efficiently and better than we may be able to do it. Or we can also use it to delegate things so that we can get our time back to do what really matters. And I think the important thing about AI is that it's not going to replace us in the trades, but it can replace outdated systems. It can replace outdated ways of doing things, and it can help us be more efficient, which means that we can close more, we can do more, we can sell more, we can do all these things that we want to do, but we can just get there a little bit faster. And some people are afraid of a faster pace too. I get that. But I think it's important that you understand how to use the tools that are available. And even if you don't use them, it's important for you to know that they're there.
I get a special viewpoint of talking to 3 to 5 business owners every day. Right before this, I was 2 minutes late to the podcast because I was on with a electrician working on a power wall for someone's solar panels, standing in someone's grass, had his phone propped up. And I get a special vantage point because these business owners, because I used to be one, will tell me how they really feel about AI. And it's full spectrum, right? So some of the guys, we're tough. We're tough guys. We don't cry. We rub some dirt in it. When they're really open with me, they'll be like, hey, James, can I ask you a question? I can tell I'm the first person he hasn't. Like, can I ask you a question, man? He's like, I haven't really told this to anybody. He's like, do you think AI is going to take my job? So there's a fear.
Yep.
A real fear. And it's real. And I mean, if I can't get up here and God honest truth tell you, like, dude, this stuff is pretty serious. And they got these robots, Optimists, coming out. I watched a whole video of one sorting packages. Literally, it did 8-hour work shift right there, sorting packages. I'm like, we aren't too far clicks away for that robot to come and do some stuff. Now, the stuff that I'm excited about for it as a tradesperson is that have you ever left the warehouse and you forgot something?
Yeah.
Doesn't it kind of suck to hop back in the truck and tuck tail and go, like, crap? I wouldn't mind a robot taking the truck that was going to drive itself for it to go in my warehouse and get me a couple things and bring it on back for me. Because I can't find good men and women to want to do that for me, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Right? Like some of these young apprentices, you guys know, they are built different. I won't get on my soapbox about 20-somethings and 30-somethings not having a toolbox or knowing how to fix nothing. And that's what I kind of laugh. I'm like, the 20-somethings and 30-somethings don't have a toolbox, right? Your job is going to be all right, brother. Like we still got to turn the wrench. You still need Tony Stark in the Iron Man suit, right? So there's fear.
Yep.
And it's real. And I'm not discrediting that. 2, sometimes it just is, they call it hallucinating. It's an idiot. Like, I'm like, dude, it's so far wrong. It's not even ridiculous. Like, I'm not going to sit here and tell the machine how stupid it is. Right. And so what's happening though, is that now that we can feed it video and audio, video is a big pile of data, y'all. This is why they're building all these big data centers all over the place, because video is huge. Well, now you're training some of the largest AI in the world with a video and you talking. Oh, man, it gets really good. Because when we keep Tony Stark in the Iron Man suit and Tony's talking, aka you're Tony, the HVAC, you talk to it, it's going to pick up everything you're saying and then enhance. And you're going to be like, wow, that's really good. I'm like, yeah, because Tony Stark, you spoke to the machine. So if I have a guy or a gal who knows what they're talking about and videoing, it's unbelievable. That's why that painter was like, James, I can't believe it. I'm like, yeah, because, dude, you spoke to it. You created the thing. Like, you trained the system and what you're good at. And so then what will end up happening, and I think what you're trying to say in a good way, is that when you do things faster, if you guys sell on fixed price, like I did in painting, like I'd quote the job and say, hey, this is going to be $5,000. The faster we got it done at a high quality, the more money I made.
Yep.
And that's with anything, unless you're doing, hourly rates, bless your heart. But if you're doing that, that's fine too. But like if I can do fixed fee and do I don't have to type on the keyboard as much, I can get to the meat of the matter and fix it faster. I'm getting paid more. And if I get paid more, my family's happy, my team and employees are happy, and my community's happy, right? As long as customers happy. Like when the paint sprayers first came out, I knew it. I was like, I got to buy a couple of these. I know that this is going to change the industry. I'm dating myself now. So the paint sprayers first started coming out. And of course, we didn't read the manual.
This episode of the HVAC R&D podcast is brought to you by Diversitech, the one-stop source for contractors who want to simplify every job. Whether you're stocking up on install supplies, service parts, thermostats, controls, or digging into the legendary tool line from Hillmore, Diversitech has you covered. They're not just a parts supplier. They help build solutions for HVAC pros, offering pads, condensate management gear, electrical parts, replacement components, premium tools that make installs, service calls, and maintenance faster, cleaner, and more professional. Partnering with DiversiTech means fewer trips back to the supply house, more time on the job, and less chance of callbacks because you're using the right gear from the start. If you want to work smarter, stay stocked up, and show up for every job ready, DiversiTech is a trade pro's best friend. Trade crew, let me ask you something. How many leads are you paying for right now that never actually turn into book jobs? That's where Chirp comes in. Chirp is built specifically for home service companies to help automate your follow-up through text, email, voicemail drops, and now AI-powered conversations. So your leads aren't sitting there going cold while you're out running calls. Because the reality is, speed to lead matters. If somebody fills out an online form and doesn't hear back quickly, they're already calling the next contractor. Chirp helps bridge the gap by instantly starting the conversation and keeping follow-up moving automatically. And what I really like is that it still feels human and not robotic. It integrates with platforms like HouseCall Pro, Service Titan, Field Pulse, Jobber, and more, helping you stay in front of customers without creating more office chaos. If you want to convert more leads that you're already paying for, head over to Chirp, automate the follow-up, and close more deals. Make sure to go to the HVACRD.com resource hub and book your demo today and find out more about what is truly the most badass AI lead conversion system in the trades.
Typical.
Why? Hey, we know.
Why even include
It's a knee pad, James. Manuals are knee pads.
Yes. It's to wipe up my coffee spill. Yeah. Not for reading.
Now, what did you get? Like the Wagner Power Painter?
Oh yeah, absolutely, exactly. So you get the painters, you get the sprayers, right? Oh my God, we were so bad at this. We clogged the thing up. We forgot we didn't clean it right. Now, if you've never used a shield before, the paint comes out of that gun so fast. One tap of that trigger, and if you're pointing at the wrong thing, like the roof, you become a nonprofit that day. All right, you do not want paint on a roof. That is bad. All right, it's hard to get off. You don't want your paint falling on certain kind of. Anyway, you know what I'm talking about. But we sucked. The first 6 homes, basically, I was a nonprofit. But by the 7th home, we were speeding through it. The quality was better. It was awesome. And I was like, whoa, I'm making way more money with these sprayers. So you best believe I never got rid of. We had sprayers from the rest of the time. And that's AI. Play with the thing. Don't even bother reading the manual. You can ask the thing, what can it do? Which is great.
Yeah.
And then you just start using it every day until you're like, all right, this thing doesn't suck.
And sometimes in the beginning, like it's not giving you the answers that you're looking for. It's not, no, because it doesn't know it yet. And
exactly.
And I've spent a lot of different time trying to build the things that I want to build to help me eliminate like extra time and save time and be able to do more things with the show. I would much rather spend more time doing this and let something else work on scheduling stuff for me. Like I can create a bunch of content, but the amount of time it takes to sit down and schedule post by post by post by post. And now after I've built, prompts over months and months, I can just be like, hey, here's these 10 pieces of content I've created. Schedule them for this. And it's like, okay, gotcha. Done.
It's beautiful.
Like,
it's beautiful.
Just saved 4 hours.
And so right now, AI feels like a competitive advantage for the people that feel like they got a head start. And it is probably, but not for long.
Yeah.
So soon, if you say I use AI, it's like, oh, I use electricity. Yeah, of course, dude. Electricity actually used to be a competitive advantage. A truck or a car used to be a competitive advantage over a horse back in the day, right? But we're going to get well past AI as an advantage. It'll just be an expectation, and you'd be kind of like a caveman if you're like, why aren't you doing that, right?
Yep.
So the next thing you got to clear is you got to collect your media, your data. So taking photos, videos, recordings, you're going to wish you had recorded everything you'd ever done. Because now AI can document your process. AI can cover your butt. AI can train your team, all from your data. When you're feeding it your data, Like when you're doing your work and you have your phone video recording it, now you can have AI write out, and then you can tag it for training. You're effectively bringing YouTube. So when you ever go to sell your business, and I've helped a lot of businesses exit, if you want to raise the value of your business, first read a book called Making Money is Killing Your Business. Please read that book. It's beautiful. Making Money is Killing Your Business. It'll help you freedom map. All right. So you're documenting all your process. You can use things like a LiveSwitch to help you with this. And then when it comes time to sell, if you don't have a key man problem, which you won't because you're going to make yourself redundant, you're going to learn that other people can do as good a job as you can. Okay. I know that's hard to believe. I know I'm blowing minds right now. But once you hand off and discharge all the duties, which is what I always try to do, I'm actively fire myself every month from my current job. As the owner, you want to fire yourself as much as possible because then you've set yourself free and you've made an income producing machine for yourself. And then when you're ready, if you're not needed, you can go and sell your business. And when everything's documented and you've got everything running like a top, you'll make top dollar. If you ever want to sell your company, that's how you sell your business. You cannot sell your business. I've met plenty of trades folks that would love to sell their business, but I'm like, you can't, because if you leave, your business dies. You haven't set yourself up to leave. Anyway, I'll get off my
No.
But this stuff
you're
is
fine.
stuff I think about all
You're
the time.
backing off. You're nailing questions before I even have to ask them. So I'm just like, just keep going. Do you think the future elite contractor looks different than it did? I would say I would say 10 years ago, 5 years ago, but I think the future elite contractor looks different today than it did a year ago at the rate things are changing and the way that they're growing. So, what excites you the most about where the trades industry is headed with tools such as your own?
It's going to separate the men from the boys. And you plug in your, analogy. So I know we got plenty of ladies listening as well, so don't hear me wrong. Separate the men from the boys. Because then all you're left to stand on is do you do what you say you're going to do? Right? Like I had this guy earlier today, business owner. He's like, you know what separates me? I do what I say I'm going to do, and I know how to fix stuff, and I do it the right way, and I don't overcharge people. And I'm like, wow, I can't believe that works. So it excites me to put the people that know what they're doing, everyone else can have all the AI, everyone else can have implement and do all the stuff. But then all that's left is who we are as people. Are you trustworthy? Do you do what you say you're going to do? Do you get it done right? Do you do it at a fair price? And it's age old. But that's what it's weird that excites me. I mean, there's plenty of cool technology that gets me going, excited that we can talk about. But when it comes down to like who I serve and who I care about the men and women who are out there really doing a good day's work, trying to do the right thing, trying to take care of their staff, trying to take care of their customer, trying to fix things the right way, build things the right way. I love that. And I think these tools will help to educate the customers, because the customers are going to get a hold of all this stuff too, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. And they're going to use AI on you. If you haven't already,
they already do.
Yeah. Right? So now they're educated, which is going to get rid of all the cockroaches that ain't doing it right. So I'm excited about that. And if you're doing it right and you're listening, you should welcome all of this stuff, because it's only going to enhance that and hopefully educate and train some of our future, because everyone's crying about not enough jobs. I'm like, yeah, there's a lot of jobs available. We have a shortage of tradespeople, nurses. Like, we just got a shortage of people that are actually willing to like turn the wrench and do the daggone work. That's what we got a problem with.
And looking at talking about the leadership portion of these things, how important is it for leadership to buy in when they're introducing modern tools into their company culture, especially if it's 50, 60, 70-year-old contracting business that is revolutionizing how it's done business for the first time in decades by adding something like LiveSwitch or any kind of additional tool into their arsenal?
You know what's funny? Like today, I had a new customer. The person's like, I got to have this. They saw it. Like, I got to have this. I'm going to go tell the boss man that we're buying this and we're getting this. Like, I'm going to put my foot down. So they went and they got the boss man's credit card and they believed in it. So yes, it's important for the leader to believe in it, but you're going to find that your people will bring it to you, and you're the last one to like, they're going to be like, boss man, like, we need the paint sprayers, buddy. We need the AI, buddy. So it is important for you to believe in it, but I need you to listen to your people,
Yep,
right? Because your
I was gonna
people,
say.
they're going to be the ones that sniff this stuff out, hear who's using what, bringing it to your attention. And if you got enough people around you, it's going to come to your table pretty quick. The fact is just like, you got to trust your people. You know what I mean? Like, hey, they know it. They know it. And if they're going to use it, that's who you're buying it for. I've had so many owners being like, they don't even know all the tech that's being used in the business. They just know that their people love it. And they went from doing one way, a certain way, to now they're doing it another way because they brought in technology because their people brought it. So support your people. You can be the last believer. And that's the weirdest thing. It's kind of the opposite of what you might expect me to say. Like, you need to be the number one believer. I'm like, I don't know. I've seen so many where the owner is the last person to believe. Like, do your people believe, and do you believe your people? That's the question.
I'll tell you a funny story about a situation kind of like that. And really, it was a situation of an older contractor at the time that I met him, admitting that he had been wrong and not doing that in the past. And I remember I was in Fayetteville. I was doing a ride along with the manufacturer's rep for our equipment brand. And we rolled up into this guy's office, and it's the stereotypical guy with a fish on the wall, as you want to call it. And we went in. I was like, I got a feeling we're gonna get thrown out of here real quick. I was like, where's the gatekeeper? Because you get seasoned as an outside sales guy walking into people's offices. And like, the gatekeeper's gonna do everything they can to keep you out of there. And we walk in, and we introduce ourselves to the secretary sitting there, and his office door's open. I turn around and see the big office. Like, that's the one we probably got to get in. And the guy walks out, and he's like, well, come on in, fellas. We're like, oh, okay, sure. So we walk in, and it's like, well, thank you for giving us time. And he said, I'll tell you what, boys. He said, I don't care who you are. I'll give you 5 minutes. He said, I learned a long time ago from not giving somebody 5 minutes I should have, and it cost me a lot of money. And he said, I will listen to anybody for 5 minutes. He's like, clock starts now. I was like, oh, okay. It's like, how fast can I talk at this point? Because then you're just trying to not stumble over the words, because now you think you've got to just blurt it all out to attempt to keep his attention.
There's so many lessons in that on both sides of the
But I was like, oh, man. So one, it was, I learned real quick that he had been burned by not listening to something that he should have listened many, many years ago, whether it be an employee or anybody else. But it also meant he always had an open door if you needed it. But it also is like, well, if you're the sales guy and you run into that guy that says, I'll give anybody 5 minutes, buddy, you better have that elevator pitch on point.
You better be ready to hit it right. That's the money shot right there. You got one pitch, baby. You better throw that heater right down the middle, 100 miles an hour.
No joke. So, I mean, that was a prime example of someone that I guess learned it the hard way in some ways, but it speaks perfectly into what you're saying. Like, trade crew, let's be real for a second. Most callbacks aren't because the system doesn't heat or cool. They're because something small got overlooked. And condensate issues, that's one of the biggest ones. That's why I like the Assurity system from Diversitech. It's a full approach. Pans, switches, pumps, all designed to work together and create redundancy so you're not relying on just one line of defense. Because when water gets loose in a house, that gets expensive. Fast. Now here's the kicker. When you install it the right way, you can back it with the Assurity Promise. That's up to $2,500 in water damage protection. That's a big deal for your customers and for you and your business. Just go online to assurityhvacr.com. It's easy to register, tied to your install, and now you've got another way to stand behind your work. That's how you separate yourself. Ask your local distributor about Assurity from Diversitech today. Alright, trade crew. Commercial HVAC isn't getting any simpler. Have you ever been standing in front of a rooftop unit thinking, I know I've seen this problem before, I just can't remember where? That's where FieldMind comes in. FieldMind is an AI-powered service assistant built specifically for commercial HVAC technicians. Instead of searching random forums or hoping Google gives you the right answer, FieldMind gives you access to a curated knowledge library built exclusively for our industry. So you're learning from real HVAC experience, not internet guesses. And here's what really sets it apart. Every service call makes the platform smarter. As technicians solve problems and contribute what they learn in the field, that knowledge is added back into the system, helping the next technician diagnose problems faster and more efficiently. If you're ready to put another experienced technician in your pocket, download FieldMind from the Apple App Store or Google Play Store and use the HVAC R&D promo code HVACRND30 to unlock your free 30-day trial. FieldMind. Every service call makes the next technician better. You've got to be able to listen to your employees. And then, I've had a guest recently, Sam Miles talked about it. He said, you become a leader when you go from boss to server. And like you said, your job is to fire yourself every day so that you don't have to be the one that's doing this. How can you provide tools that serve your employees to do a better job?
That's it. I'm always looking for good tools. And then you got the employees that want to blame you ever gone out with a golfer who gets a new driver every month? They got the latest $500 driver.
Yep.
And they want to blame the equipment. I'm like, brother,
why have I still got a slice?
You got a 10-cent swing, my man, in a $500 club. I guarantee you, we get Rory McIlroy up here. With your driver, he'll clean the sucker will be gone in a good way. But there's that part of the coin too, where the employees blame the equipment, and you got to find that nice balance of listening, but also coaching, and serving, but also a little tough love.
Well, perfect segue. This has become a recurring theme on some shows here lately too, but how important do you believe mentorship is in today's workforce?
You can't put a price tag on it.
Nope.
And your mentors will come in all the weirdest spots. I had a guy, I'm a vendor. You got a vendor on your podcast, right? So I was like, oh, this guy just wants the money and the credit card. Well, so do you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just not your prey. I'm not your prey. Everybody's looking for a buck, right? But who you have on your board of directors, or if you're a nerd like me, your Jedi Council, Star Wars fans, right? You want to go ahead and put people who've been there, done that. Maybe somebody younger than you. Wow. Oof. A vendor. I have guys that are some of my best people on my board of directors are vendors. Because I get in front of 3 to 5 businesses every single day. You don't think I know a little something what your competitor's doing? Oh, I know. So put me on your board of directors. You don't need to. But the people that do, some of them, and then the other thing about having your mentors, they also know other good people. Good people know good people, right? You're building a network, a community, right? And so a lot of people are like, well, how do I get that? I don't have that. I'm like, you're probably a taker. Taker. Yeah, you're probably a taker. You probably don't give anything back. I guarantee this podcast ain't making our host a millionaire. But I bet this podcast has introduced him to a few millionaires.
Just a few.
Or guys that know what they're doing, right? Because you, Mr. Host, have decided to give back to your industry. All right? So how do you give back to your industry if you're a taker? Here's what you do. You go to a little website that you probably don't even like called LinkedIn. Go sign yourself up for an account or dust off the account that you tried 10 years ago. First thing you're going to do is get a good looking photo. Don't take one. Don't do a selfie outside. Go and get a proper headshot done. Then while you're at it, get a proper team shot done of your team. All right. And put that on your cover. Put, who you are, write out the about, put your history on there. Then what you're going to do, and you can do this while you're sitting on the toilet. It's probably too much information, but whatever. Everybody uses their smartphone on the toilet in case you didn't know. And if you're one of the few that don't, congratulations. But everyone else probably does. You're going to go on that little site called LinkedIn, and you are going to hit the connect button 20 or less times a day. Don't do more than 20. Just hit connect. It's all you got to do. It's all you got to do is hit connect 20 times in your industry. Then all you got to do is once a week, share something. Maybe this podcast. Don't even share mine. I don't care. Share the one with Corey or someone else on there and share it. Hey, I listened to this podcast and I got this, and this out of it. Enjoy. Then go take a picture of your team doing some work. Take a video. Put it on there. This is how you start giving back. I know it doesn't sound like world peace because it ain't, but it is sharing wisdom, knowledge, and photos. And then what will end up happening is that people will start reaching out to you. It might take a year, it might take a month, week, I don't know. But then you keep giving, and then someone might ask you to be a mentor. Or, since we're talking about you getting a board of directors, you start commenting on what someone else puts. Like, smash the subscribe, all the crap that they say, right? Like it, make a comment. Tell the person, dude, thank you for sharing this. I actually started using that. You're going to start building a community. And don't ask for nothing yet. Notice I didn't say, don't send no direct messages. Don't send any love letters. Don't do none of that yet.
God, the amount of stupid direct messages.
Stupid. I'm like, you spent about no seconds reaching out to me with that. No seconds. You did a copy-paste job. I don't feel very special right now. But what's going to happen is every now and then you're going to come across a credible person where you're like, dude, that dude, I call them serious people. That's a serious person. Then all I want you to do is send a thank you. Hey, serious person, I want to say thank you. You shared a couple of these posts. I learned so much from it the other day. I got this, that, and the other out of it. I just wanted to say thank you. Then you know what's going to happen after a little bit of time? You want to build your board of directors? My board of directors is full of strangers, full of people that I had never known from a hole in the wall, but they are all serious people. And now there's some people that sit on my actual board, some people that actually introduce me to other people. I get in front of incredible people because of these networks. And that's why I've been on over 150 podcasts. Kudos to me, whatever. I'm not trying to toot my horn. I'm trying to tell you I ain't special. My mama thinks I'm special, but no one else, maybe my wife and my kids. But like, you ain't special. I ain't special. But if you are not a taker and you're a giver, you just buckle up. You're about to be known. About to make you famous.
Collaboration over competition.
I'll make it really real. Check this out. So I play this thing called fantasy football. I've not heard of it. I've been doing it since we did it on paper. There's this little website that came out called YouTube back in the day. I'm dating myself. YouTube came out. And the MacBook thing started putting a camera in it. Well, I'm a data junkie, and I love winning fantasy football, and I look at stats, right? So I'm looking at all the numbers, all right? And I'm picking the guys by the numbers and not the name on the jersey. I'm like, I wonder if anyone else would find this interesting. So I started making a couple YouTube videos, waiver wire pickups. Pick up this person, pick up that person. Well, the first, nobody was looking at my first, but by the fourth, bam! Like, what happened? Well, someone from the New York Times put my video on a sports section, and I found the gal who did it. And I was like, Sarah, why did you put my janky video on the New York Times? She's like, yeah, it's janky, but your content is so good. She's like, do you have a website? I was like, no. Should make one. So I made a little website. Just kept putting the stuff out there. Another little company reached out to me called Google, and they started putting out this Google Plus, which was going to be a Facebook competitor. And they put me up there, and I started doing radio shows with Tiki Barber, a bunch of other famous personalities. And all of a sudden, I had 750,000 followers. All these money, like I got a bunch of stuff sent from me, Buffalo Wild Wings there. What my point of this story is I just put the stuff out there into the wild, giving back. I wasn't a taker. Here's the picks, man. Works for me. Maybe it works for you. Bam. Like you can do this in your industry. You can do this anywhere, but you got to give good content that people are like, that's a serious person. That guy gets it, but you got to give. And oh yeah, someone might call you names and who cares, man? The man in the arena, read it from Theodore Roosevelt. You know what I mean? But like, they're going to throw stones. Anyway, there you go. That's how you build it out. That's how you build your board of directors, and you will build it.
And you saying all that reminds me of a shirt that my wife bought at a Buc-ee's, of all places. But it says, it's hard to throw stones when you're washing feet. And I love it. It's such a good saying. It's so good. And I talk about it like a broken record on every show, but it's this industry will change if we focus on collaboration over competition. Period. The end. If we care about our fellow contractor, it will take care of itself. And that's the whole point of what this show has become over the last couple of years. It's truly about, what can we do as a community to build each other up instead of tear each other down. I had a guest last week that I cannot wait for that show to come out. I'm not even going to tell anybody who it is because it doesn't matter. What matters is that it was a great show. There's great content, but out of it, I said, man, you know what? I said, I was asking him, where he lived because he had moved recently. And I was like, man, I know a guy that's like, can't be that far from you. You should meet this guy. Let me reach out to him and then I'll send you guys an email. I hope they become friends. Like they've talked, I'm pretty sure. But it's like, I just feel like you need to know this person. You seem like you're very, we all kind of think the same way. He's like, I think you'll like this guy. You should be friends. Like, that's the kind of shit. Sorry, pardon my French. That's the kind of shit that I want to come from this show and to hit our industry.
It will. People decide to stop being takers, they'll be givers. And they're going to change lives. And you're going to make new friends and new business partners and new memories and all that, all the good stuff.
For the people listening, and I'll close with this. What's the one message from this conversation that you hope people take away from this?
I mean, what we were just talking about is pretty powerful, man.
I know.
You decide to be a washer of feet. And whatever that looks like. Your employees' feet, your spouse's feet, your neighbor's feet. Who cares? Just grab some feet, wash them, see what happens. And you know what that means in your heart. You know what that means. Putting someone above yourself. And that might even change the world. Maybe. But if you don't do anything, you're a dead end. That's what you are. You are a dead end. You at the end of the relay race, you're not passing the baton off to the next person. Because you ain't got time to wash someone's feet. You ain't got time to care about someone else. You ain't worried about someone, like, man, that's a waste of a life. But you can change. Last I checked, if you're still listening, your heart probably still beating. So, like, why not do it now? Like, just stop the episode, see the first thing that comes to your mind, and go do it. And it can be whatever that looks like for you. And that's how she starts. The snowball only becomes a huge snowman when you pack just a little bit of snow and keep packing it on there. So go and do something and don't be a dead end and don't be a taker.
Brother, I appreciate your time today. Everybody, thank you so much for listening. I hope you got something from that. Please go like and subscribe.
Smash that up, baby.
Please don't be a taker and not subscribe and like this and help me spread our community message. No.
It's good, man.
But no, thanks for spending some time with me, James. Thank you everybody for listening. We appreciate you. Go out and serve your community today. Serve your fellow tradesperson, serve your family, serve your friends. And with that, I hope y'all have a great weekend. I will talk to you soon. Peace. And that's another one in the books, Trade Crew. If you enjoyed today's conversation and found value in it, I'd really appreciate it if you'd follow or subscribe wherever you're listening. Leave a 5-star rating, drop a review, and let me know your biggest takeaway in the comments. Every like, comment, review, and share helps me reach more of the incredible people who make this industry great. Don't forget to subscribe to the HVAC R&D and Ramblin' Rhino newsletter on Substack so that you never miss a new podcast episode or article drop. And while you're there, be sure to check out the HVAC R&D Resource Hub for trusted tools, products, and resources for both your business and your life outside of the trades. If you've got a story worth telling, a lesson worth sharing, or you're helping move the skilled trades forward, I'd love to have you on the show. Head over to hvacrnd.com, fill out the guest questionnaire, or connect with me through any of the social media channels. Until next time, keep learning, keep leading, keep serving, and remember, when the trade crew grows, the entire industry gets stronger. Ramblin' Rhino out. Peace, y'all.